So in the previous section, we've looked at how to make the slipcover box. Here, we're taking it up a complete other notch. You would make 24 slip boxes, and what I've done is I've shown you how you can fix them all together. This makes a fabulous advent calendar at Christmas time. Now, pop that to one side. We're going to start off making the slip box. Now, because I'm making very small slip boxes, remember I said you could do the smaller ones on just the Ultimate, so I want to show you how to do that. So I'm going to start off with one of the inner boxes. So if I bring one out here to show you, this is what we're going to start off by making. So you need to start off with a piece of card which is 5 inches by 4 inches, and we're going to score them at 1 inch deep, so we'll end up with a little box that's 2 inches by 3 inches. So working on box lid, rest up against here. Remember the second line gives you 1 inch depth, so we score all 4 sides at 1 inch deep. Okay, then you fold and burnish these creases, cut that out, and you're going to end up with a little box like this. Okay, so for the slip cover for that, we then bring in your piece of cardstock. Now remember, this needs to be the depth of the box, so it needs to be 3 inches deep, and we need enough to go 2 inches round, 1 inch down, 2 inches round and 1 inch up, plus a little bit extra for the gluing. So I'm starting with a 7-inch sheet of cardstock that's 3 inches wide. So on box base, just think of your box. First of all, we're going 1 inch down, so line 2. So we're going to score line 2, fold and crease, invert that crease line and butt it up against the datum point again. Then we're coming along 2 inches, so we'd need line 4. So we're going to score line 4, fold and crease, burnish that crease inside out and butt it up again. 1 inch down the other side, so line 2 again. Give that a nice fold. And then finally, final one, line 4 again. Okay. And then you do just want to make sure that that fits around your box. So you can see our box is going to go in there, and that should just fit around nicely. So we can glue that in place. I'll take that to one side. All of the crease lines nicely burnished. I'll put that in there and fold the box up around it. Now, for each little stack, you need 3 drawers together. So what I've done is, I've got my one where we've got 2 drawers together, and then I'm just going to add the 3rd one onto the top. Now remember, when we're layering these up, I recommended using the tacky glue. So all you would do for each one is add some of that glue on and add your additional box on the top. And actually I was just about to say, don't worry if you stick it on upside down, because actually what happens is, if you stick it on upside down, all you would do is pull the drawer out and you could just turn the drawer around the other way. I've done that a few times with these slip boxes. Now, I did say you would need to make 24 of these. So what we're going to do is we're going to arrange them into a format like the one that we've got here. Okay, so the best thing to do is start off with a nice solid base. So what I've done is I've cut my base out, which is 5 3/4 of an inch square. Okay, so it's just a little bit longer than what you need, because if you think with 3 inches in one dimension and 2 in the other, so that's our 5, and the 3/4 just gives you a little bit of extra manoeuvrability. I've actually double walled this, so I've stuck 2 pieces of cardstock together and then cut them to give myself more of a board. Now this is how your stacks of boxes are going to go. I've got lots of little stacks of 3 boxes that I've made here. I'm going to take the first 4 stacks, and what we're going to do is we're going to position the first one like this, the second one coming into it like this, the 3rd one lines up like that, and the 4th one lines up like this, and they all come together and you get a little hole in the centre, but it doesn't matter because we're going to cover that over at the end. So that's how they're going to glue down. Because there's a little bit of manoeuvrability, again I tend to find using the tacky glue is the best option. So plenty of glue onto the bottom of all 4 of these. just going to start manoeuvring them into place. And I would definitely recommend using a wet glue at this stage because you do need that time to manoeuvre. And what you'll find is with each one, the previous set behind acts as a stopper to stop the boxes going too far. Okay, now we're going to attach the next set of boxes, and all we're going to do is build them like you would bricks in a house. So whereas we've got the join here, we would just cover that join over with the next set. So again, I'm going to bring my other 4 sets in and just put plenty of glue on the bottom of each one. And then just make sure they all line up. Give it a little bit of time to stick in place. And then before I stick the lid on, what I've done is I've cut some squares of cardstock, and these are all cut to 3 inches by 3 1/4 inches. And what I'm going to do is each one of these is just going to stick and cover over where you've got the sides of the boxes, just to neaten everything up. So if you can see, for example, on this one here, where we have the sides together, that just covers over all of my side workings, and we're going to do that on each corner. And then the very, very final piece of the puzzle to hold everything in place is just a lid piece, which is just cut to just over 5 inches, so 5 1/4 inches here. And you're just going to stick that all the way around the top, pulling everything together. And then because I've used the tacky glue, we're just going to give everything a little bit of time to glue into place and really hold in place. But you can see if I bring the finished one in and add that final little drawback in, you can see how once all the glue's dry and everything is positioned into place, this is the sort of finished effect that we'll get. And you could take that technique and adapt it, whether you're doing little stacks of boxes, whether you're doing larger boxes, perhaps you don't need 24 but you need a little set of jewellery boxes. You can use that technique of putting them all together using the slip box technique we covered in the previous section and make some really spectacular little gifts.